Welcome, welcome. This is HomeBizStartup.tv and welcome. We're going to call it Season 4. We're going to be talking about getting visible for your home business. So if you're starting running or even growing your home business, you need to be visible. So we're going to be going over some of the ways that you can be visible through my Let's Get Visible show. So I hope you find this of interest because you need to be visible and you need to network and you need to outreach. So let's get visible. Let's get visible, visible. Come on and get visible. Yes, it's me again. It's the Let's Get Visible show. And I am continuing on with ideas for getting visible. I'm Jane Gardner and welcome to the Let's Get Visible show every Thursday at 8 a.m. And I gotta tell you something. Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. 6 months ago or more, when I started this show, I didn't even have that in the outline. The world is changing so quickly that now it seems like, for marketers anyway, artificial intelligence is coming around to be your virtual assistant. So today, we're going to talk about text and content creation and how you can use AI to help you work on that and get more visible. So let's get started. So yes, I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband in a structural engineering firm, and the world is changing quickly. I have the Visibility Broadcasting TV network with 6 shows on it. 6 channels. I've got to write that down and make sure I always say TV channels, because you can have 6 shows on one TV channel. And available on Roku and Fire TV. And just on Roku, it's the easiest and used more often, I think. And we have been talking about getting visible. We started out talking about storytelling, and today we're talking about text. We should have started out with text, but I did my outline 6 months ago at least, so you're going to have to indulge me, because today we're on to text, and I had to put AI in there. Now, like I say, last summer, I was not sure what they were talking about when it came to AI, and I started using ChatGPT, and I can really see how quickly the world has progressed since then. So text and content creation may be one of the easier ways to become visible on the internet. We have talked about various things previously, like how you should have a website, how you should do interviews, how you should be a podcaster. Here's my podcast, how you should repurpose your podcast into audiobooks, and then we went on to video, and of course YouTube. And as well as that, we've been talking last week about speech making. What makes a good speech? And today, it's all about text. So I'm going to look at 10 ways that you can increase your visibility by using text content. So you could blog regularly on targeted topics. You could leverage LinkedIn posts and articles. You could guest post on relevant platforms. You could publish an email newsletter. And number 5, you could create Twitter X threads to share your knowledge and see whether it goes viral. You could write thought leadership content, unique perspectives, opinions, differentiate yourself from others and position yourself as an expert. You could optimize your evergreen content. You could create timeless resources like guides, frequently asked questions, how-tos that generate consistent organic traffic over time. You could go over and answer questions on forums and communities about a niche and your knowledge, provide detailed answers, position yourself as helpful and knowledgeable, and often allowing linking back to your own content. You could repurpose content across formats. You could turn a blog post into a carousel, a newsletter into a LinkedIn post, or a webinar transcript into an article, increasing exposure with less effort. And of course, at all times, you should use strategic call to actions in every piece of content, encouraging your readers to follow, subscribe, share, or engage, depending on what platform you're on. And the visibility compounds when your audience helps spread your content, and so you can get more followers, more audience, and of course, this is about text, so we are talking about content. So this would be something that 6 months ago I would not be talking about, but your AI, your artificial intelligence virtual assistant that you could use in your business to help increase your visibility. So we're going to go through those 10 ideas we just mentioned and give you an idea on how you could use AI to help you in writing your content. So, for example, blogging regularly on targeted topics. I'll tell you right now, I have a bot that will go out on the internet and collect information on a topic for me, create a post, and then I decide whether I like it, proofread it, add stuff to it. But for example, in ChatGPT, you could use it for content creation. You could have an example, write 5 mistakes small businesses make when scaling, and include long tail keywords like scaling tips for small business and internal links to other blog content. So you could get ChatGPT to write you something out, and you decide how to edit it and proofread it and add imagery and add in call to actions, ask it for call to actions, for example, and you would have blog content in, well, half the time that it would take you to do it with the research and the writing. So you could also use ChatGPT to leverage your LinkedIn posts and articles. So you could ask it to write a post of, last year I turned down a 6-figure client, here's why, and what it taught me about value, boundaries, and long-term growth, and use an engaging hook, insight-driven, and include a call to action of what would you have done. And this will, of course, get more people to comment by asking what they would have done in terms of the post. And same thing, half the time that it would take for you to write up a post, you can get a sample post from ChatGPT and then edit and proofread it and make sure your call to action is correct and get a nice image, and there you go. So how would you use ChatGPT for content on guest posting on relevant platforms? Well, you could ask it, for example, to write a piece titled Why Fractional CMOs Are the Future of Marketing Leadership for a site like HubSpot or Marketing Prof or an industry newsletter. Have it ready and willing for you to get it as a guest post on the other platform, and then go out and get ChatGPT to figure out where there might be marketing platforms or newsletters that might be interested in such a post, if that's the market you're in. So you could use ChatGPT to do research, to write a special post and see if you're happy with it, get edited, as well as, of course, going and even where to send it. So you could use ChatGPT to publish an email newsletter. So, for example, if you asked it to write a subject called the 3-post strategy that grew my audience by 7 times, then you could ask it to do a short story and actionable tips and a call to action for this if it helped you. So this would be an example of a ChatGPT instruction that would get you a post that would be of value. You could check if it's relevant and to you and edit it, and then of course add it as an email newsletter to your audience. And for creating social media posts and threads, you could ask it, ChatGPT, to start by saying how I built a newsletter to 10,000 subscribers in 6 months without ads, and then ask it to do the steps, as well as add a few tips. You have to be specific on the number of tips, not too many. Say 2 tips on how to build it, and some screenshots. Add screenshots, and then a plug to subscribe to your website or to your lead magnet, and you would have a social media post that you could use. So this is, as I mentioned, half the time of you actually writing it up, and then basically you do a good proofing and make sure all the information is correct, and maybe add an image. You would be finished with a call to action and post it. And then you could write thoughtful leadership content. Well, you could ask ChatGPT to write a LinkedIn article, the problem with productivity porn and what actually drives results. And that would be a contrarian stance with personal experience and industry observations. You could, of course, ask ChatGPT to create a sample article and then add your personal story into it, as well as your industry observations, if that's what your topic is. So at all times, it's a matter of ChatGPT being a virtual assistant who can help you to get your creative ideas into a sample idea that you can continue with. And for this one of the things it's very good for, ChatGPT, is to do search engine optimization for evergreen content. For example, if you had a blog post that you already had called The Ultimate Guide to Writing a Value Proposition with Templates, you could ask ChatGPT to upload that article and optimize it for keywords. Maybe add a few anchor links and make sure it's always relevant to the current state of affairs. And as I mentioned, 6 months ago, ChatGPT was not being used on a regular basis, and now it is. So you could, of course, add some information about how ChatGPT can optimize their content that they have on their evergreen content. And for example, you could, you want to give answer some questions, you could get some answers from ChatGPT. So how do I grow my email list without paid ads? Well, you could ask ChatGPT to maybe make a 200-word answer, and then you would edit it, make sure it's the correct answer, add some of your own thoughts, and then link it to your free checklist or article on list building, and get people from Reddit over onto your website. And of course, ChatGPT, you can get it to repurpose your content across formats. So maybe take a blog post on building brand trust and turn it into a LinkedIn carousel. Ask it to turn it into an article that can be put up on Medium. maybe create a newsletter tip from that article, maybe some social media posts from it, as well as maybe some answers that you can put into a community for trust. And ChatGPT will do that at, as I mentioned, 50% of the time that it would take for you to do it. So ChatGPT has become a good virtual assistant for you. It can have problems with not giving you the right answers, but of course you're the knowledgeable one, so you can always edit these articles. And another way, of course, ChatGPT can help you is by giving you a few examples of strategic CTAs. So, for example, if you had a LinkedIn post, you could ask ChatGPT, what are some good high-performing strategic call to actions that work best in LinkedIn? And it would give you back some answers, and you could maybe use it. So you could use the full checklist, comment checklist, and I'll DM it to you. Maybe boost your engagement and create visibility through algorithm signals by having some highly engaging CTAs that are known to work on LinkedIn. So, ChatGPT has now become a place, software that a lot of people are using to be more productive, have more engaging content, because it goes out and figures that out, keywords, etc. So, having been working with ChatGPT for a while and knowing some of the other softwares that are out there, and having a bot that is helping me write blog posts, I am going to be starting a new talk show called AI Talk TV, coming soon. We'll be going over what's happening in AI at the moment, maybe give you a few trainings that you can use to help you in your business. That would be on another day. Yeah, it'll be on another day. I don't think I'll put it in the back of one of these other ones. As well as Let's Take Action show. It will be coming. I still have to get that outline done, as I have to get the outline for AI Talk TV. However, I do have the Profitable Show Toolkit, which is new, that includes my book 7 Steps to Produce Your First Show, Monetize Your Mic, Strategies to Monetize Your Live Stream, as well as 12 checklists for producing your show, from the equipment needed, designing your show, pre-production, guest interviewing, to repurposing. And you can get them all at jane-gardner.com/profitable-show-toolkit, which is, believe it or not, a short link for where it is located. And you can sign up for the list and get this Profitable Show Toolkit as we continue on adding on shows. It seems to me so far I've almost got 5 shows. I've got two now. Let's Get Visible show, and I also have Let's Go Live show on Wednesday. I might do Tuesday for AI Talk TV. Just have to put the outline together and my goals for that, as well as the Let's Take Action show on Saturdays. Because on Saturdays it will be a longer show so that you can get questions answered. See you again next week.